Hello there, good morning, and welcome to this very special one, a special one indeed, because at the end of the day, children are the future of tomorrow, and this particular one focuses on them, focuses on how exactly they are being shaped. I can remember majority of things that happened during my childhood. I remember my favorite teacher. I know that particular teacher that I can never forgive. I know the ones that I'll see tomorrow and say hello to them. And I know other ones that I'll see and just walk past them. Okay, this particular program is going to be talking about shaping the future of tomorrow, talking about the teachers that our children are in their care. And this program is sponsored by Alpha World and the Sparkle Foundation. I have here the CEO of Alpha World, Caroline POPOOLA, here seated in the studio. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, it's so good to have you here on the program. And she's not just a child lover, she's also a multi-talented entrepreneur. And she has a natural flair for business development, leadership, and she is the CEO of Alpha Chains Limited, Alpha CHILDCARE Limited, and which is a highly regarded organization and which is a reputable, a very reputable organization actually. Okay, here today we'll be discussing building resilience and reigniting passion for teaching. Teaching now has become an option, an alternative for the fresh graduates or even the older ones that do not necessarily have an option. Those who do not get the right collar job they are looking for. So they just go into teaching so as not to be idle. Is that supposed to be the case? Is that how it's supposed to be? So here is Alpha World and Sparkle Foundation coming to terms and wanting to teach 500 teachers, primary school teachers, and this particular event, that's why Caroline is joining me in the studio this morning. Okay, let's start from the beginning. You are a serial entrepreneur. That's evident from your profile. Why children? Why childcare? You could go into health. There are other areas that could have caught your attention. So why childcare?
I asked myself the same question.
Really?
No, do you know what? I think when, like we say as practicing Christians, like when you've been called into a particular field, it's not a choice of do I like it or not like it. I think eventually when you find your passion in that thing you get to do. So for example, I would say to everyone that if they say, oh, I don't know what my passion is, whatever you find yourself in, be your best at it, and from there you would find your passion. So fast forward or reverse back to when I was much younger, worked in the banking industry, insurance industry for about 12 years. I was made redundant and thought, oh, what could I do with my life kind of thing, because all I know is insurance. And a friend of mine said, oh, you know, she's thinking about starting a childcare stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, does that bring money? Yeah, let's do it. And then I started. She did hers, I did mine. Okay. And fast forward, 20 years later, I'm still in it. And from that, the passion came in, and I didn't realize I had passion for children. And I didn't have any children at the time. So fast forward, just doing what I find to do and I enjoy best, I then see the passion for the children came into it, and then I just became the best at the children or the childcare program, childcare stuff I do, and that's it. That's how I grew the business.
But honestly, when you talk about childcare, it's an encompassing. We have your health, the growth, teaching, schooling, parenting. But this particular program is focused on
teachers.
On teaching.
Yes.
Educating their teachers to be able to be a better teacher.
Yes.
So where did this particular one come from?
So we did the program last week in Lagos. It's the Early Years Childcare Conference. It's our 4th edition, and we had over 2,000 teachers attend in one building.
Wow.
Over 2,000. We started 4 years ago with 300. I was expecting between 60 and 100. 350 turned up. Second year, over 900 turned up. Third year, 1,004. This year, over 2,000. So you know there's something. Because it's free, but they keep coming. Because from you and I, from what we understand, if it's a free event, people don't value it. But these people value their training. They value the fact that they come in once a year to almost like a pilgrimage to say, I want to come and learn. I want to come and be the best. So now, coming to Ogun State, which I'm really grateful, and we're working in collaboration with Sparkle Foundation, and it's Alpha Childcare, working in collaboration with Sparkle Foundation and the Ogun State government, is bringing to say, what we're doing in Lagos, let's try and replicate something like that in teachers in Ogun State. And the starting point is having to take them back to basic. Why did I become a teacher in the first place? Because you've just narrated the first thing about, you know, the teacher you stop and say hello to, your old teachers.
Yes,
you know the one you're going to look away from. You know the one you feel like, okay, I know you, I've marked your card. So that's it. We don't want to be that teacher that our card is marked, because guess what? Those children of today will grow up one day.
And they'll always remember, like I always remember.
And that's it. So what memory are you leaving with a child as a teacher? Are you leaving a memory that would haunt them for the rest of their life, or a memory that they will say, for the rest of their life, I will continue to bless this teacher, even if it's by prayers or by giving or any of your descendants? Because that's the thing, isn't it? Because it doesn't have to stop with you as that teacher. Okay. It's your children's children.
I'll be cutting you short right there. You talked about this particular program being free. So if truly it is free, I expect for a place like Lagos for you to have more than 2,000 attendees, but you had over 2,000, which is very good. So here comes the question: how exactly can these people access this program? How exactly can teachers access the program? Or do you have a particular type of schools you reach out to, or do you just go to both the government-owned schools and the private-owned schools?
So for this particular one, the first edition in Ogun State, we've actually had to go to, because there's so many teachers, and I understand in Abeokuta there are various different sections as well in Abeokuta as a whole. So if you have to have all the teachers, that's just not gonna, it's just crazy. So what we've had to do is pick from certain schools, including the government schools. And what we're planning that they will do is the learning they get today or tomorrow, being Saturday the 12th, what they get tomorrow would then be retrained to their other teachers. So it'll be cascaded down. So they've picked 2 from various schools to make up the 500. So I could imagine how many schools they've gone to get these teachers. But remember, this is just the first edition. This is also just, okay, let's test the water, let's see what it's like. And I just looking at social media already, when we've posted the advert, we've actually seen people say, can we share, can we share? And I'm thinking, please don't share. Can you imagine? Please don't share, because if you do share, we're going to have too many people and there's not enough space for them. And the last thing I want is people to leave their comfort zone, of the comfort zone of their homes to come out. But the one thing we are going to do though, we're going to share the link. So for anyone that is registered, we're going to share the link, and they can still sit in the comfort of their home and still be watching and listening. It's just that
they can join virtually.
They can join virtually. So they may not necessarily be able to be in the center because it would only take 500 people. However, they can join virtually. Yes.
Okay, you talked about this 500 being the first recipient of this program, of this tutorship, and then they're able to give back to their colleagues. So there's Alpha World, the Sparkle Foundation, follow up on this and then make sure that this 500 actually give back.
So with Sparkle Foundation, that's where they come in. So they're on the ground, and this is what they would do to ensure that the training that is being given tomorrow is cascaded down to the children, to the staff, and implemented in such a way that whatever is being listened to. So for example, we're going to be talking about things about safeguarding. We're going to get the teachers come up and they're going to do a role play. So for example, if a child says to you, this has happened to me, what would you do about it? So they can see firsthand, have firsthand knowledge, firsthand information of how these things can be done. So the teachers, we will get them to do the role play tomorrow. So if you're listening and you are going to be there tomorrow, we may have to pick on you to do the role play. So because then you take ownership of what is being done, then you feel confident that you're able to take it back and you role play that with your other colleagues, and they feel that confident and being able to add value to the children and the parents at large. You know, so because everything that we're talking about is to make that teacher, that resilient teacher, that passionate teacher, change your mindset, shift your mindset to become the best version of yourself. And if you become the best version of yourself, you're able to then add value to the children you're looking after. And they will then turn around when they become TV presenters like yourself and say, I can't forget that teacher.
Okay, we cannot talk about teachers, especially Nigerian school teachers, and not talk about corporal punishment. Beating. Yeah. I don't know. Would you be addressing that?
You want me to just run away now?
No.
Just start crying now.
It's one of the reasons I can't never forget certain teachers, really. So, would you address that too? Would that be part of the trainings?
So for tomorrow, yes. Part of the safeguarding that we're going to be talking about, because safeguarding, there's so many safeguarding, but we're going to be talking about the main 4, the main 5, and which is the easiest to recognize, the easiest to deal with, and stuff like that. And yes, it would be including the corporal punishment, because it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable on any level whatsoever.
I'm sorry, this is Africa. This is Nigeria.
Not good enough.
Spare the rod.
And I just assume, and I guess you've just said as well, you know the teachers, the ones that didn't spare the rod are the ones you're not going to be saying hello to, isn't it, right?
Actually, all of them didn't spare the rod.
They didn't.
No, all of them did
not. We can't carry on that way.
It's just a few that I was right and I still got punished and I still got beaten. Yeah. So those are the ones that I
I'm sure the whole's going to be screaming tomorrow when I start talking about it, and they're going to be like, no, it's Nigeria, it's
brace for that impact.
I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Okay, now before we continue with the conversation, I want you to just give us more information about the venue, the timing, and what people should expect tomorrow.
So the timing is from 9 a.m. and we're going to be finishing at 3. And on our social media platform, we do have all the speakers. We have the First Lady of Abeokuta or Ogun State, yes, coming in. And then we have the Minister of Education, is that right?
Oh, great.
And then we have myself. I have another friend of mine who is incredibly crazy about children. She works with children and parents in particular. And that corporal punishment, if she was here, she'd probably corporal punishment you for even saying it.
This is Africa. This is Nigeria. We believe, African parents believe in corporal punishment.
But do you know what, though?
One period.
Do you know what, though? Don't forget we grew up in Nigeria as well. Okay. So I left Nigeria when I was 16. So I was born, obviously, in the UK, came back at 7, went back at 16. So I did see that little period of between 7 and 16 of that corporal punishment and stuff like that. But I guess I was too goody shoes that I never got beaten.
Oh, you never? I
never got beaten.
You're very lucky.
I never got beaten.
Because from my own perspective, even if you're good, you get beaten. Even if you're right, you get beaten. The thing is, the adult is always right. The adult is always the best.
So we would address it tomorrow.
Exactly. You'll get beaten either way, whether you're good or bad.
We'll address it tomorrow. But we look forward to having you there. And again, if you can't be there, we would definitely share the link. And you're able to join online, definitely.
Okay, now let's talk about other things that Alpha World does. Here in your profile, you talked about feeding 150 parents and children from low-income background.
So we do that because we're based in the UK. So that we do that in the UK under the Caroline POPOOLA Foundation, which is my baby foundation. However, what we do in Nigeria, under Alpha Global, we have parents, we have schools and children that we sponsor in schools as well, where we pay their school fees over the year. And the way we've done it is that, unlike so many other NGOs and stuff, where they pay the 1 year and then the child is then out of school or whatever, we carried on with those children until they graduate.
Oh wow!
So and we're taking on new children as well. So we've not left them. So the same children we started 4 years ago, we still have them on our books and we're still looking after them and taking on more children. Also, we do infrastructure for schools. So in terms of boreholes and good water, toilets, just simple amenities that really gives you that joy of wanting to come to school. We do that for schools and for practitioners. Is
that extended to Nigerian parents?
It is in Nigeria.
It is in Nigeria.
That is in Nigeria.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's in Nigeria. So last year, again, the other thing I found out is every Christmas you get where NGOs, bless their heart, there's so many, can I just commend every single NGO that works with children, that work with girls, that work with young adults. You do such an incredible job. And I pray that our job will not be in vain in Jesus' name, because
Amen.
you know you do such wonderful work. You touch lives, you impact lives, and please don't give up. I know it can be really stressful, and you know, sometimes you think in the funds is not enough, but hey, don't give up. So what we then do as well, I know you want to say something, what we then do as well is, like, instead of feeding the children in Christmas, we feed the teachers.
Oh, wow.
So
finally, somebody remembers the teachers.
Exactly. Thank you very much. That's where I'm going with that conversation. The fact that everyone do children, but no one remembers the teachers. And we just thought, last year we did 200, I think 200 or 300 teachers. So this year we believe in God that we'll do 500 teachers or more.
More grace, really. Okay, now let's come back to Alpha World and this particular, the reason why you're here today. Future goals, future ambitions, prospects. Are you looking at, you know, training teachers that actually tutor pupils in secondary school level?
So we, you know, when they say jack of all trades, master of none. So I'm very passionate about early years. The early years is obviously the first 5 years of any child's life, how important that is. So for me, that's really important, because you form a child from that age. That's the formative years, between the 0 and 5 years. That's the formative years. That's where my passion lies, the fact that we get it right. Because if you're telling the 2-year-old count to 50 or count to 100, really, what are they going to do with it?
I think it's stressful.
Exactly. So it's like, we're
unfortunately, that's the curriculum we use here.
No, so it's not understanding.
That is what we do here.
No,
you see parents being boastful about a 3-year-old that can count 1 to 100.
It's because we don't understand the curriculum. If we understand the curriculum, you know that's not a child's development. That's straining a child. That's literally trauma for a child.
Oh, wow.
So that's not good.
So I was traumatized. We were traumatized.
That's why they beat you up, because you couldn't count.
Oh my God.
That's why they beat you up, because you couldn't count. So we don't need that.
Okay.
There's still other ways in which you can look, simple resources to help the child to be better, to help the child to count without straining their lives. But it's through play. It's through play. So play is a very, very pivotal, important part of a child's life.
So I should just allow my toddler
to play. That's what it is.
And not count 1 to 5.
Play that is designed around the curriculum.
Okay.
Play that is designed. So for example, we could say, all right, let's do some counting. So all right, we have money here. How many pieces of money do we have? That's counting. You don't have to say, all right, count from 1 to 10. Write it down. No.
Okay, we have to go, but before we do, I want you to just say something out there that can actually stay with teachers, because not every teacher is captured under the 500 that will be coming for the program tomorrow. Is there something you'd like to say to teachers, especially early years teachers?
So for early years teachers, what I'll say to you is, you have to take ownership of your own learning. You have to want to be better. So we're starting with the foundation of why did you go into teaching in the first place? Find that passion back, look for it, dig it out, and then go and be responsible for your own learning. There's so many platforms that are out there to help you to be better. Remember, these children will grow up. What would they say about you when they're older?
That's a very big question there, and I hope that most of our early years teachers are able to answer that question. Many thanks for coming on the program today. Caroline POPOOLA, CEO, Alpha CHILDCARE, Alpha Chains, and Alpha Global. And she is the convener of Building Resilience and Reigniting Passion for Teaching. That's the theme for the program tomorrow, holding at Akaribu Palace Hall, Shagamu, Ogun State, and they'll be hosting 500 primary school teachers in Ogun State for a teacher training conference. That's a big one, and I wish them all the best, and most importantly, the teachers that will be attending the conference. Many thanks for watching the program this morning. My name remains Wara Emmanuel.